Alright, getting started here. We got my pencil and eraser with my ruler, and as you can see, this is what we're going to be working on. Let's take a look at it. Alright, first things first, before we do any drawing, we want to look at our picture. And one of the two or maybe three things we want to try to do is find our orthogonal lines and see where they're going. And that's going to show us our vanishing point. So if you see here, I lined up the bottom of the lockers, and about here is going to be where the vanishing point is. You can also see this part right here is going to make the rectangle for us to line up the other part of our lines with. Okay, let's get going and let's place our vanishing point somewhere about in the center. And then we can use our ruler and line it up with a dot to make our two orthogonal lines. That's going to be the lines for the floor. Then we're just going to make that box using the orthogonal lines that we already have here. On the upper portion of the box, you want to put those orthogonal lines that go up to the top. Now the next part is going to be the top of the lockers. It's an orthogonal line. It's kind of got to go on top of the square here because those lockers go in front of the door. All right, now that you have that, just draw the door the way you want. Now for our ruler, we're going to put a vertical line for the top of the locker and the floor. This is going to be where about the math room is in the hallway. Alright, next we're going to make where there's an opening for the girls' bathroom. So we're going to do vertical line again. After that, we can add our two horizontals and shade it in just like before. There's a little tricky section here because this is where the wall turns into the girls' bathroom. So you just had to add an extra little vertical line and a horizontal line there. Alright, moving over to the other side of the hall, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Put our vertical line in, do our two horizontals, and then then just shade that part in, and don't forget to erase. All right, moving up to the ceiling, we're gonna make the lines for the lights or the drop ceiling. I'm not gonna do this 100% accurate, but I'm gonna make it as close as possible to the ceiling. I remember when you're making these lines that your ruler is going to be like the hands of the clock. It's going to kind of spin around as you line it up to the vanishing point. All right, now that we have those diagonal lines for the ceiling, we're going to do horizontal lines and make sure they're good and horizontal. Just putting some details in here. This is the little reflective thing that's in the hallway. If you look at your picture, you'll be able to see it. Also on the wall, there's these little wooden things. They're basically just little vertical lines. I'm gonna add those. I'm going to try to draw this trash can. Also, it's not going to be accurate. It's going to kind of be like a square that I put here. Going to put all the details on the locker, but I am going to put the little line in between it, and also I'll do the vertical lines that separate each locker from each other. After I put these little dots on here, this is about it. Hopefully you have something similar, and I'll be seeing your work in class.